The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire. The human postponer. They were the master of one phrase. I'll circle back on that. But 3 months later, you were the one doing all their work and wondering how big that circle is. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can take the hiring load off your plate by automating the hiring busy work from the initial job post to scheduling interviews. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
Mornings have a rhythm. You can hear it, feel it. And at Quaker, we fuel it. With 100% whole grain oats and a good source of fiber in every bowl, helping you turn that rhythm into your soundtrack for a great day. Fuel to start whatever's next. Quaker, official sponsor of FIFA World Cup 26.
Dr. Raj.
Dr. Raj. Dr. Raj Dasgupta.
The most interesting pulmonologist in the world.
Welcome to the Dr. Raj Podcast, a show all about empowering knowledge, addressing difficult topics, raising awareness, and being positive. Dr. Raj is a quadruple board-certified physician, associate professor of clinical medicine, and the associate program director of internal medicine residency. He was a co-host on the TNT series Chasing the Cure with Ann Curry, as well as a regular on the TV show The Doctors. And now, here's our show.
Hi, and welcome to the Dr. Raj Podcast. And what is this a podcast of? A podcast of happiness and wellness, great stories, amazing people. And today I have a wonderful guest. I want to introduce everyone to Vanessa Rossetto, a registered dietitian and the CEO and co-founder of Culina Health, a revolutionary clinical nutrition care company created in 2020. Prior to starting this venture, she served as a director of dietetic internships at New York University, NYU, where she led the clinical nutrition treatment for a diverse patient population and mentored early career dietitians, many of whom actually work at Culina Health right now. Before changing careers and becoming a registered dietitian, Vanessa earned her bachelor's degree in history from Fordham University and a master's degree in marketing from NYU. Today, she seamlessly integrates her passions for business, entrepreneurship, and nutrition as the CEO of Culina Health. Vanessa founded Culina Health to make high-quality nutrition counseling accessible to all Americans, regardless of race, ethnicity, or income. 5 years later, Culina Health's mission to democratize access to nutrition care lives on. Vanessa has raised, over $20 million and partnered with major hospitals and insurances across the country, all while staying grounded in her mission to improve representation and equity in nutrition care. And with all those being said, Vanessa, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now, I love your story. Do you mind if I ask a couple of questions about your kind of stuff with breast cancer and everything? Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. Because I want people to know how awesome you are and what you went through. So I just want to know, when were you diagnosed with breast cancer? Was it from routine screening? Did that save you? Was it an early stage? And where are you right now with that whole thing?
Yeah, I actually had pretty pervasive itching in my left breast for over a year. And as a clinician, we know that itching that doesn't subside can be a sign of cancer. And all my friends are doctors, so I kept asking them and they were like, all right, I did multiple mammograms. Nothing was there. And then in 22, I did 3 mammograms and they were all clean. And then in 23, I went to a new PCP and I was like, hey, I have this itching. It doesn't go away. It comes and goes. They told me it was eczema. I don't buy it. And she was like, okay, do you feel any lumps or bumps? And she was like, no. I said no. And she goes, okay, well, let's go. Let's see. So I went and they were like, there are some calcifications here. It could be something, could be nothing. And you can come back in 3 months for a biopsy. I was like, bye. I text my friends. I was like, hello. They were like, wait. And so I went 2 days later, and then a day later they called me and they were like, there is a malignancy here. It was HER2 triple positive, stage 1A, 14 rounds of chemo, 20 rounds of radiation. And now I'm on tamoxifen for 10 years. And I'm on Lupron, but I will get a nephrectomy in January because I don't have time to keep going every 3 months to take a shot. I'm like, every time I show up, they're like, you were supposed to come next week. I'm like, I know, but I'm traveling for work. So can I just get a shot? And they're like, well, you'll have to sit and wait because We have to get the pharmacist to mix it, but sure. Great. Thank you. So yes, I am fine. I am well. Thank goodness. And like, yeah, you need to go get your screening, please. Everyone.
I mean, this screams out just being an advocate for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You just said mammo's negative. Many people be like, cool, it's negative, and go on their merry freaking way. I mean, 3 mammos and not accepting this eczema bullshit. I'm proud of you. I
Thank
really
you.
am.
Thank you. Yeah. I was just like, you know what? No,
Yeah.
something's wrong.
Yeah. And this is why I wanted to bring that up first, because I'm not kissing your butt. You really are inspiring. You know what I mean? And I just want to know, like, you're battling breast cancer while you're actually like building and growing, Culina Health. So how did this personal journey shape your mission about Culina Health?
Yeah, I think like, I'm the daughter of immigrants. So like I tell my investors, I'm like, guys, no one is meaner than my Caribbean mother. I don't like just say what you have to say. I don't care. Like there's that, right? So there is this like great sense of responsibility that as like first generation, your parents, my mom's like, I'm from the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. Like you can just go across the street and get food. You are lucky. Like make the most of whatever it is that you have, right? Like that like lives in me always. So I'm always going to get it done. I tell my investors, I'm like, you want 10x return? I'm going to get it for you. Not today, not tomorrow, but I'm going to get it for you because those are the rules. So I can engage in those rules. So raising money, doubling revenue, taking care of my team, dropping my salary by $100,000, doing the work is part of who I am as a person. So I would always do that. And I think it was like kind of dumb because I think it's like also this like, you got to prove something, but I have kids. Like what if I had died and I'm over here spending all this time trying to like prove to you that I have some kind of worth. So that was kind of dumb, but it is the idea that everybody, no matter what their health literacy, no matter what color of their skin, no matter what they understand, don't understand, they should have access to good care. And dietitians do more than just telling people how to lose weight. We do our quarterback, right? For the patient and the physician. We ensure that patients get better outcomes. Patients talk to us for 1 hour every week. When I had cancer, my oncologist was like, V, can I see you every 6 weeks? And I was like, girl, I don't know. Can you? She's like, yeah, you're not really sick. So like, bye. I was like, okay, well, if you say so, then I'm going to go with that. But can you imagine? Like I had cancer and my doctor was like, see you in 2 months. And she's awesome. My surgeon, my oncologist, these guys, they text me randomly. They're great. I love them. They paid a lot of attention to me, but the health system does not allow for them to be doing that. So that's what you use dietitians for. And I just want people to be well. I want people to not be afraid to advocate for themselves. I want people to not feel embarrassed that they're like, no, actually, you told me everything is okay. And I did what you said and it's not better. So what you said is not right.
No. And you mean you're preaching to the choir in that, good health is always about what I call the pillars, the big pillars, right? And, even though my favorite pillar is sleep, dude, nutrition and diet is like right up there and one feeds the other and vice versa. So I think what made me really attractive to get you on this podcast is because what you represent. It's like Culina Health is kind of set apart because it's about personalized nutrition. And it's covered by insurance, which really helps out like a lot of my patients.
Yes.
So why is that such a game changer for patients and for the healthcare system overall, what you're bringing to the table,
Yeah, like dietitians are actually responsible for the reduction in the total cost of care. Like 80% of the things that are wrong with people can be mitigated if we had proper diet. Like you said, sleep. Yes, sleep. But if you are not eating properly, if you're eating too much sugar, if you're eating sweets close to bedtime, if you're drinking too much alcohol, then the sleep doesn't happen. And who's going to help you understand all of that, track the data to be like, this serves you, this doesn't serve you? A dietitian.
I love it, dude. Get all excited.
That's the thing. Is like, and you should not have to pay for that. So, like in 2014, the New York Times ran the New York Times ran an article on a dietitian who was charging $10,000 for a package of sessions, and we were all working at Mount Sinai Hospital. Like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. First of all, that dietitian, she only counseled the same kind of patient, the one that could pay her $10,000. Those people have high health literacy. They are the worried well. This person actually doesn't have skill because she does the same thing day in and day out. You want to work with people like us who work in hospitals in New York City, juxtaposition of placement across from a housing project. So you're going to get people with very low health literacy, but also medicine is happening in New York City. So let me tell you, all the heads of state and royalty and all the celebrities I have counseled and the guy that lives in the housing project about the same thing, right? So like that's a skill. That's a skill set, understanding where you can meet people where they are and actually affect them in a way that is going to be impactful to make change. I always say to people, I'm not taking anything away from you. I'm just going to show you how to do it. And like, if you want to eat pizza every day, that's fine. But then there are other things that you're not going to be able to do. You can't eat and drink all the things. Sorry.
I love that you're in you're in New York right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you're the bomb. You know, like me and my wife, we both did our training at the time. It was called St. Luke's and Roosevelt Hospital.
Yeah.
And
now it's Sinai.
yeah, we just have a big heart for that place. Yeah. And so next time I go there with my wife, we got to like
have dinner.
You have some dins, you know?
Yeah, on 9th Avenue, right by St. Luke's.
I love it. Now I got to do a self-serving question. You know what I mean? I thought it'd be, you are going to be one of the goddesses of nutrition and dietitian. Can you give me some tips for my patients who are suffering from sleep, and how do you integrate, food stuff? Is there anything that you recommend or anything like that?
I do say to people, like, when are you eating? First, it's like, tell me about your day. When are you eating? And then everybody says this. Yeah, so then I have my dinner and I'm done with dinner at 7. And you're like, okay, great. And then what happens? And I'm like, like 10 o'clock, I have a glass of wine. Or at 9:30, I have some cookies. Or at 9:30, my husband and I share popcorn. Or we have a popsicle. And then, but my sleep is so terrible, I wake up every day at 2 a.m. I'm like, I know you do, because you had the cookie at 9 o'clock and you had the wine at 9 o'clock. So if you want to have a dessert, guys, and you stopped eating at 7, you've got 30 minutes to eat that dessert. Do not if you 7:30, that is it. Because you're getting the benefit of the protein, the fat, the fiber, all of that. So the digestion is slowed and your body is just doing that work. When you have eaten, you stopped at 7 and now it's 10, that's 3 hours. Your body has done its work of shutting down and now you're waking it back up again. So what is it going to do? It's going to do its job. It's going to metabolize everything. And so this is where your sleep is being disrupted. Also, spoiler, over 35, you and alcohol are going to have a rough relationship. So be very judicious about when you're drinking. Literally, it's like I can't sleep. And then you start asking people and you're like, you actually have 15 glasses of wine a week. Why don't we try like every other day and see what happens? And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm sleeping now. And you're like, I know. So like, that stuff, guys, that makes a difference. There's that. Then my other thing is like, guys, please drink water. Just drink water.
I love that one.
You want to know why you're constipated? Because you don't drink water. You want to know why your face looks old? Because you don't drink water. You want to know why your skin is dry? Because you don't drink water. Please drink water. Drink it. You're gonna be. It's gonna be better for you. It's gonna be better.
So those are some awesome tips. I'm gonna go back to the company. I got some company questions I wanted to ask you. Starting Culina Health, I think it's all about staying true to yourself, as you just seem like you're down to earth. So tell me one of the biggest lessons that you learned about building such a huge company.
I think if you're just in it to do good work, then the money will come. And I always say this. I say nobody works for me. They work with me.
Oh, that's so sweet. That was a really sweet response right there.
It's true, though. It's true because, like, they're the backbone of the company. Like, yeah, you started this business and you were grinding it out and you could do it. And I always say, I'm like, guys, I could get rid of everybody here and it's just me and, like, I know, like, the 7 people in this organization, and we could probably make the same revenue as you're making right now because I'm a beast and I can do that. But that's not what I'm paid to do anymore. So these 90 RDs, they are it. I can't do anything without them. They are the ones. I'm working for them. I go out there and I am very focused on making sure that everybody, like, okay, Dr. Raj is working at Culina and he's the reason for this, this, and this. And if there are any mistakes, my COO, the first board meeting we went to, she was like, I've never been in an organization where we go to a board meeting and the CEO isn't throwing people under the bus. You never said another person's name. I was like, isn't that so provincial? Like, oh, we didn't hit our plan because this person didn't do their job. No, I didn't do my job. Like, that's okay. So I think just like really just trying to solve a problem and do good work and treat people with respect and integrity is all I want to do. I've worked in many toxic environments. And when I worked at the hospital, it was not toxic. Believe it or not, it was not toxic at Mount Sinai Hospital. It was a very special moment in time. We had the best time and we loved it and we loved each other. And I think it's because we all knew we weren't going anywhere. It's like, hey, you work here, you see your patients, you go home. So we're like, all right, cool. It was like, all right, awesome. Like, at 3 o'clock, no one's calling me. oh, I will do this job. This is great. But I wanted to do more than just a job. And I wanted to bring like really smart people with me. And we have the smartest dietitians that exist. They work for us. Some of them left us because, they went to have babies or do their own thing. And I like texted one yesterday. I was like, yo, come back. He's like, I think I just have to do my own thing. But if it becomes hard, I'll come back to you. I'm like, okay. So, we had good people. And if people leave, it's not because it's an acrimonious thing. It's because, people just want to try and do things on their own. And we wish them well and help them do that if we can.
Nice. Now, I want to do something for my listeners, just like you like to do things for your peeps over there. I want you to give me a science-backed tip. And I do phrase it that way because, I checked out your website, my little banter with you. I love that you're all about science-backed stuff. And I want to make it tricky for you. I wanted to make it beyond nutrition. And what do you think would be a lifestyle tip that can make a difference in someone's health? Because that's what the Dr. Raj podcast is all about, having a healthier, happier place.
Yeah. Okay. A lifestyle tip. Okay.
Yeah.
We want to train our brains, right? Like you can rewire your brain, but you have to actually do the work consistently. And so like for me, I used to be this morning person. I used to like get up and I would go to the gym and like you couldn't stop me from doing that. And then I got sick and then I stopped. So now I'm retraining my brain and it doesn't matter. The other morning, I actually was crying as I left my house because I was like, I don't want to go, but I'm going to go. And just like every morning going to the gym every day, 4 or 5:30, just doing that over and over again until it becomes part of the routine. But I'm not doing anything else. I'm not stacking things on top, right? Because then your brain is going to look to make a hole and be like, see, look, you couldn't do it. So you have to just find the one thing. So for example, if a patient comes to me and they're like, I know it's food related, but it's a habitual thing. I drink juice every day. I'm like, okay, you can drink juice now every other day. I don't care how much juice, but every other day. And then they do that. And they're like, I did it. I'm like, great. Now every 2 days, right? Because they can see themselves that they were successful. But it is really one thing at a time and something that you can be successful at. I think that's the other miss. People are always trying to do these like goals that are up here. It's like, bro, no. No, if you have never had plain non-fat Greek yogurt, don't come in here today talking about how you're going to eat it every day. You are not. It's not even part of your culture. Stop it. Be quiet. You're being ridiculous. Yeah. What is the one thing you can do, right? It's like, okay, you don't eat vegetables? Great. Will you eat cucumbers? Yes, great. Have cucumbers every day. Just have one cucumber every day. That's all I want you to do. Write it down. Don't write it down. I don't care. And then once they see they can do that, then we can add on top of that. It is that proving to yourself that you can do it. You want to be successful at something because that's how you retrain your brain. So don't be looking to sabotage yourself. Look to lift yourself up. If you can't lift yourself up, call me. I'll do it for you.
All right, Vanessa, I got 2 more questions. This one, I came out of nowhere, dude. I just get excited talking about medicine with you. So this is going to be kind of coming. I want to mention about GLP-1 agonists. I want to talk about the brand names. There's Wegovy's, Ozempics, Zepbounds. I can't keep track of all of these things. How they changed Culina Health in the sense that are you getting more and more consults? Are you seeing people who are like, wait a minute, I stopped the drug and all this weight came back? Or how has they influenced Culina Health?
Yeah, I mean, look, 3 years ago, I went to our annual conference and people were talking about AI and how they leverage it in their practice. And everybody talked about, their TikTok and Instagram reels. And I raised my hand and I said, with the advent of AI and GLP-1s, if you are only talking about this and weight loss, then you won't have jobs anymore. And that's what's happening right here, right now. People are creating calorie counting AI apps and you have a GLP-1. And so now you are basically cutting us out of the conversation, except thank you, Mayo Clinic, that published that the efficacy of the GLP-1s are enhanced when you work with a registered dietitian. And right? Because we're tracking data alongside you. This is very important. Like you eat the food and then you say, oh, I feel really sick. And it's like, okay, well, then we see that oatmeal doesn't work for you, but maybe sourdough bread does. So we're going to change our breakfast, right? So we make it that you have longevity on the drug so that you have the maximum benefit, like pounds lost. And then when you come off of the drug, our data shows that we have like 0 to 3 pound weight gain because people are already tracking their intake. We're talking to them about how the body works, what's important. So they're already on a plan that they can execute upon. So when the hunger comes back, right, they are they're like, okay, but I have a plan. I have a plan in place. And I was eating less because I wasn't hungry, but now I know I can go up to this. And so that is where we have success. So everything is just like step function, but there is place for GLP-1s, right?
Yeah.
We've been studying them for 40 years. There is a specific dose. Yes, like, compound. I don't know what's going to happen to you on compound, but 0.25, you probably be all right. You're going to be here for a long time, actually.
I love that answer. And, I think that this is the most fitting last question because it's always, can you take out your crystal ball and tell me where things are going, So I want you to kind of visualize 5 years from now. Where do you see nutrition care going in the next 5 years? And of course, what role do you see Culina Health in shaping that future?
Yeah, the profession of nutrition at registered dietitians has been declassified, meaning it's going to be harder to become a registered dietitian. If people don't know, only 50% of people who apply to be registered dietitians ever become them. It's actually very hard to become a dietitian. And so now with this declassification, if you have acumen for science, you're not going to go become a dietitian and make $31 an hour when you have $500,000 in student loan debt. Doesn't make sense. I'm going to go be a plastic surgeon. So, but the thing that we are doing, because when you think about like under the hood, who's working alongside the payer, who's being, brought into health systems, who is tracking this data, it's Culina. And so being creative with AI to be able to provide our learnings in a way that is, ethical and is scientific, so that physicians and health systems and whoever can open up and get information from this agent that is accurate, right? So like that should be given to you from the health system, from your employer, from your insurance company. And so like that is what we're working on, and that is what we think is really exciting. Like I don't need to hire 5,000 dietitians.
No, it totally makes sense. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Vanessa, if people want to follow you or learn more about you, this is your chance to plug it in. We're going to put it in the show notes anyways, but can you just throw out a couple of like handles and websites if you can?
Yeah, come to Culina Health, at Culina Health, or culinahealth.com. And if you want to follow me, it's Vanessa Rossetto RD, but there's I'm very fresh on the internet. So, but I have recipes and that'll make you happy.
Well, let me just say this in closing, that I love your energy, by the way.
Energy.
If we're ever in the same room together, it's going to be off the hook. I got to tell you that.
For sure.
And I love your smile and who you are and everything. And I wish you the best. And Culina Health, we're going to have to team up a little bit on even my personal side, okay?
Yes.
I need to throw you some consults or something.
Yes, I'll send you patients, like whatever you want. We're seeing these guys. So I am desperate to always just send my patients to good doctors. And I think it's always so funny. I'm like, just call the doctor and make an appointment. And they're like, the doctor doesn't have an appointment until March. Now I'll be like, hey, Dr. Raj, you got to see my patient next week. And then you will do it.
Of course.
It's like we reciprocate. Like we make it work. We make it work. It's good.
Oh, you're awesome, Vanessa. All right. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this. I definitely enjoyed it. And stay tuned in the next few weeks for the next Dr. Raj podcast.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Dr. Raj podcast. If you enjoy the show, then please make sure to follow us on your favorite podcast app and leave a rating while you're there. This show is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. This has been a production of MedPrep2Go, and you can learn more at medprep2go.com.